All right, we're back. I don't know why I was doing that. I just hate, honestly, beginning these live streams, I hate even saying something. I'm just going to start staring dead into the camera in dead silence. But anyway, I just dropped my rankings video about an hour ago. A video I've been meaning to do for a while. I finally got around to doing it today. There's all the Paulo Costa news. People are jumping the gun saying, cut Paulo Costa. We don't even know the truth. We don't even know what's actually going on. We have no reliable sources. The only thing I've seen from a reliable source, is that Roman Dolidze is not stepping in at UFC 291. So we don't even know for sure that Paulo Costa's out. We have not heard that from a reliable source. But that may very well be true because Ikram posted something, but he didn't post and say he was out. And for all we know, Ikram's seeing the same news we're seeing, you know? So now there's rumors being regurgitated by Spinning Back Fist, which is an unreliable source of information, which we talked about last night. We see them regurgitating from fake sources that Khamzat Chimaev and Paulo Costa will go down at UFC 294. I'm not sure that that's true. I'm not sure it's accurate. It's not been confirmed by any legitimate sources. And here we are yet again, throwing shit at the wall and praying it sticks. Like, how many times are we just going to keep throwing shit at the wall and praying that it sticks? It's literally infuriating. I'm tired of it. It's never ending, guys. It just keeps going and going and going. I mean, last week everyone was saying, oh, Khamzat versus Jared is official. Now this week they're saying, oh, keep in mind, no legitimate sources. This week they're saying, oh, Chimaev versus Costa is official. No legitimate sources. Yesterday, oh, Costa's at an Ikram Aliskerov fight at 291. No official sources. So we just keep running in circles, boys. Running in circles and running in circles and running in circles about, you know, basically horseshit. We're basically looking at horseshit. And it just spreads like wildfire throughout the MMA community because no one has the ability to think through these things. So I'm tired of hearing about all the bullshit, all the excuses. And at this point, I'm not making anything. I won't be making any videos unless I'm sure of what I'm talking about. We don't even know Costa's officially out yet, and people are saying, we don't even know that Costa's out yet, and we're already saying, oh, let's cut him from the organization. So, So is Paulo trolling when he says, quotes a fan on Twitter telling him he is correct, that he's fighting Khamzat in Abu Dhabi? Well, that's awfully funny. When did that happen? Because I checked Paulo Costa's Twitter about 20 minutes ago, and that didn't exist. So, fill me in. Fill me in, buddy. When did it happen? Fill me in. I would love to know. Yeah, I would love to know. Joe, who would you pick in a Paddy Pimblett versus Fair ZM matchup? Probably Fair ZM. I think. I think I would take Fair ZM. I'm not high on Paddy Pimblett at all in the least bit. I'm not high on Paddy Pimblett in the least bit. So I'd probably go Fair ZM. Even though I'm not high on Fair ZM, I think it could go either way. Gangy clickbait? What do you mean? Chimaev versus Jarrett? That's what we were talking about last week, people were saying. Dead Channel has a ton of haters tonight on his second channel calling you Tubby. Dude, I don't care. That channel, and I didn't even know he had a second channel, is a real messner, I think. You know? So, anyway, I'm disgusted on the co-main event yet again. Yeah, I'm disgusted about UFC London. No notification squad. Fair enough. Are you saying you have notifications on and didn't get it? Yeah, I hear that a lot. I think that's what you're saying. Khamzat don't want smoke, plus his biggest enemy is the scale. Okay. Any thoughts on MVP possibly in the UFC? He would get starched. He would have to go to lightweight. He would get demolished at welterweight. You know, I think Molly McCann and the co-main. Ooh, sorry. I'm jumping around to different topics. After Terrence McKinney performance, how do you see him versus Paddy going down? He either KOs Paddy in the first round or ends up getting submitted in the second, third. Thoughts on Chandler losing badly tonight? Only as good as your last coaching performance. Did McGregor finally get a win? Did McGregor finally get a win? That's hilarious if that's true. About time. About time. Coach Connor got one win. I'm saying it. Double hammer fist. Dude, look how excited Connor was. I'm looking at the clip online. They finally got... Imagine you're that guy. You're that guy to finally lose it for Chandler. It would have been hilarious, though, if he would have lost the sweep. So... yes, sir. No work tomorrow and late night stream from Joey. Let's get it. Yep. What a fighting tough. AJ McKee in UFC. That'd be awesome. I don't know if it's going to happen. Hey, Joey, I just finished your latest vid. Definitely enjoyed it. It was hilarious and true. Was it really hilarious? I didn't know if it was funny. I didn't think it was. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but I hope it was. I don't even remember what I say half the time, to be honest. But I appreciate it. Yeah, the double hammer fist, I saw it. One win, his 36-year-old prospect pulls out the W. Dude, he should... I mean, who even cares? But did you see how happy he was? He got one dude that won the fight. He's got one dude that won. Oh, my goodness. That's funny. One dude that wins a fight on the whole show. So, what... The real question is, how much longer, when does the show end? Next month, isn't it? I think the show ends next month, if I'm not mistaken. Thoughts on Stipe saying he's going for a finish against Jones? I'm not even sure he's going to show up, to be honest, but he probably will. Hopefully he does. It was hilarious because you were fired up, and it was funny when you talked about Wonderboy avoiding wrestlers. Yeah, the Wonder Boy, I literally don't like Wonder. I don't want to say I hate Wonder Boy, but I don't like Wonder Boy. Dude's just constantly ducking fights, and it's annoying. Still watching the Rank Squatter video, but it was fire so far. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I have a feeling that Islam versus Leon will headline Abu Dhabi, and it's getting more real every day. Just watch RC and DC's podcast, and they were talking about it. RC and DC are meaningless in their thoughts in terms of, is it actually true? There's a chance that it could happen. I don't believe it. I don't think it happens. It would hold up two divisions. Did you watch the new Tough? I have not watched any of the Tough's episodes. I think Costa should have been higher up on that list too. Where was Costa even at? Wasn't he number 3? No, he was number 4, wasn't he? No, he was 5. Costa was 5. Dude, there were so many. There were so many. I wrestled my brother a few years back in my backyard. Do you think Wonderboy will fight me? No, he will not fight you. He will not fight you whatsoever. I'm praying to God Stipe pulls out so we can get Pavlovich versus Jones. Not going to happen. I don't think Jones is taking that fight. I don't think Jones is taking that fight. Thoughts on Zabit versus Jair? That's a fight that I was dying to see, I'm going to be honest. That's a fight that's one that got away, boys. That's the one that got away. That was an absolute amazing matchup. When Joey said Bilal is a bigger draw than Colby in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, that's true. That's accurate, 100%. Why would Leon potentially fight Islam instead of Colby when Islam has the submission threat where Colby doesn't? Because he doesn't want to fight Colby because Colby ducked him in the past and he doesn't deserve it. Bilal versus Usman happening? Probably not. I don't know who Usman's going to end up fighting. Just got done watching yesterday's live stream. The Jack Wrench ceremony was beautiful. Was it? I saw your comment, Vince. I was dying laughing. I just saw it a little while ago. So what is all this Aljo O'Malley and managers? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's coming about. Is O'Malley trying to start? Is he going to sell some course to fighters on how to manage yourself? I don't know what's going on. If I'm Stipe, I will take all the steroids in the world and I will get the highest doses ever just to make it fair since we already know John is on it. Well, then he gets popped by USADA. Who does Merab fight? Hopefully. Merab. I think Merab. No, I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I hope Merab fights Henry Cejudo. That's what I'm hoping for. The UFC should sign Yoel Romero for exciting fights. Yoel Romero is getting too old. Trey, bold prediction here. I don't think Usman fights until sometime in 2024. I think you're probably right, maybe. If he does fight, it'll be the end of the year. It'll be somewhere around the end of the year, I think. Is Chimaev ever going to fight again at this point? I don't know. I think he ends up fighting in Abu Dhabi, so I'll say yes, but I'm still questioning it. Joey, I was at the movies and the AC went out. Must be breaking news. That is true. They were doing construction on mine recently. Roosevelt Roberts beefing with Connor is low-fee funny, in my opinion. I did not see that. Thoughts on Nickal taking time off? Fair enough to him if he wants to develop his skill set, and, fair enough. You know what? I realized I read it, but then I forgot to read it out loud. Let me go back. I read it, but then I forgot to read it out loud. Where was it at? Let's see. I know I saw it, but now I can't find it. Jungle Mania. My first day at my new job went great today. That's what I read that in the very beginning and then forgot to read it because I accidentally skipped over it. Congrats, man. I'm glad you had a good day. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. I'm very, very happy for you that your first day on the job was an absolute success. That's beauty. That's an absolute beauty in my opinion. So I'm really happy to hear that for you. We willed it into existence yesterday. So Chimaev versus Cannonier would be great in Abu Dhabi. Chimaev versus anyone at this point would be great anywhere. So I can't wait for London versus John Jones. Yeah, London versus John Jones. Dana's checked out, dude. He's too worried about power slap. Mr. London versus John Jones. Would you rather UFC or PFL buy Bellator? Probably PFL just because then they would have a better roster in general if they merge together. But there's a few guys I would love to see in the UFC from Bellator. Chimaev versus GM3, the rematch. Fire. Dude, if we get a horrible Chimaev fight eventually, I'm going to be so mad. That'll be so annoying. Merab versus Cejudo is happening unless Cejudo's recent behavior has pissed the UFC, like saying he is injured to fight Cheeto after signing the contract and saying he is fit to fight Piotr or Merab. I don't know, though, because if Aljo goes up, Merab's going to be in a title fight against the winner of Sandhagen and Umar. So it all depends how the next few fights play out in the bantamweight division, but it may very well happen. I don't even care about Cejudo. I wish he would have stayed retired, to be honest. Baralho versus Ruzaboev, thoughts? Dude, I'm actually probably picking Ruzaboev. It's kind of out of the blue. But I like it a lot. I like that fight a lot. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but I do like it. So, and I may go Ruzaboev. And that guy's a finisher, too. And I wonder if his coach is going to celebrate by going knuckle deep in his ass again. If you didn't see it, go watch his most recent fight. Aljo's not going up. We'll see. Might vacate and retire. I really hope we get Holly Holm versus Chelsea Chandler for UFC 300 main event. I don't even have words for. I was trying to think of what I could say. But yeah. Hey Joey, is Holly Holm your favorite fighter? No. No way UFC buys Bellator. They're almost now rostered to bring over Bellator and PFL don't have a deep roster. Dude, Bellator's got some good fighters on their roster. Got some good fighters on their roster. Are you jealous? Yeah, I'm jealous of them. Of their life support. They're on life support. The channel's on life support, from what I understand. But, you know, you can stop typing in all caps, bro. Is Ruzaboev okay? I don't know, dude. Probably still has trouble sitting down, to be quite honest. Connor didn't get sweeped. Connor fanboys can rejoice. Connor fanboys can rejoice. If UFC brings in Usman from Bellator, he won't be willing to fight Islam. Yeah, I know. But still. Did you see the video of Pereira drowning Glover in the stream in the forest? Dude has some weird training methods. Dudes are just hanging out in the stream wrestling. Looked like a good time. Looked like a hell of a good time, if you ask me. Too bad they didn't drown each other. I'm kidding. It would have been interesting. But yeah. So. French fries is MIA. Apparently we disconnected for a second yet again. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, but French fries, MIA. He was here at the beginning. Joe, we should wrestle in the stream. Well, we're in a stream right now, technically. We're in a stream right now. If UFC buys Bellator, it's a waste of money. Depends how much it would be. Ruzaboev is Rosie Boyev. Rosa Boyev? Rosa Boyev? I don't know. I don't think they find Ikram an opponent. Either he fights Roman at a later date or finds a new opponent. We don't even know if Costa's officially out yet. So, is there anyone in Bellator's roster that could be champion in the UFC? Yes, there is. Usman Nurmagomedov. A chance of no, not really. There's a lot of good fighters that could contend for belts, but I don't know. Like right now, I don't like any of the matchups against the champs. So. MVP is UFC. No. Hot take, but Johnny Eblen can beat Izzy. Absolutely not. Johnny Eblen cannot beat Izzy. Would never, ever happen. In a million years. Vadim Nemkov would be interesting in the UFC. He'd be competitive. But, I don't think he's beaten Yuri. They fought in the past. Yuri already beat him. Yeah. Do you remember using AOL Dollop and Instant Messenger as a kid? What was your screen name? Honestly, I barely did. I don't remember what an Instant Messenger name was. I don't remember. But yeah, I do. That's weird. I remember that. You could leave away messages. Patchy Mix could be a UFC champ. Yeah, I don't remember the screen name, but I do remember AOL Instant Messenger. How would Pitbull do in the UFC? Pitbull's getting old, man. Pitbull's getting really old. So, did you just say you don't want to see MVP in the UFC? What F is wrong with? I mean, he's not going to have any success unless they just give him fun fights. I'm from Central Asia, and you can read and write Russia. I can help you make a video about pronunciation of the Russian Central America's fighters' name for free. You want to help me make a video, or are you going to make a video? I'm confused. Joe, please, UFC, don't take Corey Anderson back. Dude, Corey Anderson never shuts up either. Never shuts up. Corey Anderson's so annoying. Dude's always saying this and saying that and just a clown. MVP a bum? He would never have any success in the UFC welterweight division. Dude was a can crusher in Bellator. Can crusher in Bellator. Eddie Alvarez was Bellator champ, won the UFC title. Anything's possible. Yeah, exactly. All the best fighters are not in the UFC. I've been saying that for a long time. Is it just me, or does it seem like the top 5 of the lightweight division are allergic to fighting anyone out of the top, outside the top 1 through 10? Seems about right, but that seems mostly in every division, kind of. The rankings are just horrible in general. Saudi boy size a can crusher. Okay, what's up, man? What's up, Billy? When the UFC bought Strikeforce and Pride, they had deep rosters. Bellator has like 10 top guys, only a couple outside of champs. Yeah, they may. I can help you make a video as a fan of your channel. I'm not a YouTuber. So what's the? I don't understand. What's the video? I'm going to tell people how to pronunciate names. I don't understand. Jamal Hill versus Corey Anderson prediction. Jamal Hill would smoke Corey Anderson badly. Sean O'Malley's a can crusher. That is true. That is true. And he lost to the only test he ever got. Lost to the only test he ever got. What a shame. What a shame. Joey, what's all the talk about? What do you think is with Costa? What do you think is really going on? I don't know, man. There's not enough info right now. Gut feeling, Costa's probably out, but we don't have a reliable source reporting that yet. So it's impossible to say. And, yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, Costa's out. And now Costa wants the Khamzat fight. Patty, thank you for the $20 dono. Patty, thank you for the $10 dono. Appreciate you, my friend. No messages with him? What if he's accidentally doing that on his phone? But anyway, if I had to guess, Paulo Costa's out of the fight with Ikram. He never signed a fight with Ikram. And now he's pushing for the Khamzat Chimaev fight because he thinks that's the biggest fight he can get. And he never planned on fighting Ikram, ever. And the UFC just thought he would. And I think Khamzat's going to end up not fighting Costa because the UFC is going to want to punish Costa. So, to answer your question, Paulo Costa doesn't fight. UFC's vindictive. Khamzat Chimaev fights Jared Cannonier in Abu Dhabi. That, if I had to go with something, that's what I would go with. But thank you, Patty Mills, for the $20 dono and the $10 dono, my friend. Appreciate you very much. Jamal would KO Anderson with minimal effort. Agreed. Bro got a title shot versus one ranked fighter. Exactly. Costa sleeps Chimaev. I don't care. Okay. I don't even know if it's happening, so I wouldn't even count on it. Anderson is open in the feet anytime he strikes. Yeah, Anderson's not particularly good. Leaves his chin wide open. Who'd you have winning the Blachowicz versus Rakic fight before the injury? I haven't watched it in a while, but Jan Blachowicz was winning, but it seemed like it was trending towards Rakic's direction, if I remember correctly. Like, maybe he won a round the last... I don't remember. It seemed like... I think Rakic was, like, starting to come on with his grappling, maybe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, something like that. Joey, what's up, my guy? Just checking in. Just checking in. I think Costa thinks he's way bigger star than he actually is because of social media presence. He's basically middleweight Colby Covington. At least Colby doesn't pull out like this dude's a clown. Yeah, but dude, we gotta give Costa some slack. I want to shit on Costa too. The UFC's announcing these fights. He never signed to fight any of these deals. It's literally like your employer telling a customer that you're going to show up on Saturday, and then when you don't show up, the customer complains about you, but you never agreed to come in on Saturday. That's essentially what's going on here, in my opinion. Now, if he's signing the contracts and then he's pulling out of the fights, that is super annoying, and he should be punished for it or iced for it or something for it. But other than that, if the UFC is just announcing these fights to pressure Costa into taking a fight, it's the UFC's fault, not Costa's. Who do you have winning, RDA or Luque? Probably RDA with grappling. Said Paulo did sign the contract and the UFC would not announce fights without fighters 100% agreeing. Well, I don't know if he said that or not, but that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard anyone say. I mean, the UFC's been announcing fights without people signing the contracts for literally since their existence, into pressure fighters into taking the fights. So I could give a million examples just from this year. Davison Figueiredo multiple times. You know? What do you think is really going on with Chimaev? Visa issues. That's what I think. I think he can't leave. I think he can't get out of Saudi Arabia. He did go, bro, go look. I'm not going to look at that shit. I don't care. I'm just responding to those thoughts in general, regardless if he said it or not. I know I said this 1,000 times, but I'm still in shot. Dricus beat Whitaker. Me too. UAE, not Saudi. You're true. True. I always consider them the same because they're very close, but I'm wrong. You can't get it out of Abu Dhabi. Aren't they super close, though? I always think of them as the same. I know that sounds dumb. Yeah, they border on each other. Right? I always wanted to go to Abu Dhabi. That's crazy. Dude, Saudi Arabia, I mean not Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi's beautiful. So, yeah, I just messed up. For some reason, I always mess that up. Skang Biscuit, thank you for the £1. I appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you very much. Mr. Skang Biscuit. Brendan, thank you for the 7 months of membership. I appreciate you very much. I seen Sean O'Malley at Sprouts. Bro is a twig. Lol. Patty, thank you for the $4.99 Kai and Cop early prediction. That's a tough fight to pick. I'm going to go Kai, razor close decision. Kai Kara France, razor close decision. But Cop has good power, but sometimes he just doesn't throw enough volume. He just doesn't throw enough volume. But I'd probably go Kai Kara France in that one. I think Kai Kara France maybe just out-volume Cop. But I could see Cop mixing in some grappling too. That's a tough fight to pick. I got to dig into it a little bit more. But right now, I lean Kai. Cop hasn't even looked. I mean, Cop has looked good in some fights. But other fights, he's just kind of like clowning and not even throwing a whole lot. But thank you for the $4.99, Patty Mills. Appreciate you, my friend. You think Khamzat gets his visa issues fixed? I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's possible. When does someone have the balls to ask Dana his thoughts on Francis now that he got a boxing match? Dana, if they do ask it, Dana's just going to shit on it probably. Say, oh, that's a gimmick. Francis is trolling him, though. Gimmick fight promotions. I think that's hilarious. But Dana, I'm telling you right now, Dana's pissed about that. Dana is livid that he's getting that. Because not only does he get paid well from that, it also raises his notoriety. Francis Ngannou's star power, win or lose, will build off of this Tyson Fury fight. And, yeah, so that's my thoughts right now. I think it'll be interesting. If someone does, I'll have to maybe do a breakdown of his responses because he's going to lie and he's going to twist things and he's going to say certain things that aren't true, and it's going to, it'll be good. Patty Mills, thank you for the $4.99. Because I made $4,800 in the last 2 days, I can do it. Keep flexing, Patty. Patty, keep flexing. Patty's flexing on the chat right now. Patty is flexing, my friend. Congratulations, Patty. I remember when Patty was saying, Joey, I'm thinking about going out on my own and doing my own business. I'm nervous though, and I said, dude, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. And Patty's out there having the ultimate success. Dude made $4,800 in the last 2 days, and he's in the chat just making it rain, my friend. This is Patty right now. This is Patty right now. Appreciate you, Patty. Ow, my ear itched right there. Thank you, Patty. Yeah, Sammy, stop pocket watching, bro. Joey, who was the worst male fighter to ever headline a main event in the UFC? Gun to my head. I can picture his face, but I can't think of his name. Worst fighter to ever headline. Damn it. You have a list of UFC main events. List of UFC events. I can picture his face, but I can't think of his name. I need to find it right now. Let's see. Worst male fighter. It was a few years back. It was a while ago. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. I can picture his face, but I can't remember his name. I think he's like a UK fighter too. I clicked on it recently, so let's see if it's highlighted in purple somewhere in here. Maybe it was a long time ago. Let's see. Damn, where is it at? I don't know, dude. That's a great question. In recent memory, who is the worst fighter to fight? Worst male fighter. This is going to be a hot take. Derek Lewis is an absolute bum. I think Derek Lewis is an absolute bum. So there you go. Tony Ferguson versus Renat. Shut up, dude. Skang Biscuit. I made 1750 pounds in the last 2 days. I can do it too. Skang Biscuit. Thank you for the 2 pounds, my friend. Congratulations on the 1750. Hey, Joey, chat was busy when I asked, but I'm genuinely curious how far you think Bo Nickal will go in the UFC. No problem, man. If I miss it, I try to read everything, but then I'm jumping around like reading donos and stuff. If I miss it, as long as you're not sending it 100 times, send it a couple times. It's fine. Just don't send it like crazy. I think it's impossible to tell. I think right now at this point in his career, he's highly overrated, but he looks very good. But he's fighting bums. He's fighting literal bums, okay? So there's a chance Bo Nickal could completely wash out of the UFC when he fights some legit competition. There's a chance he could go all the way to a title. The jury's still out. I don't feel strongly one way or another at this point in time. I don't feel strongly one way or another. I wouldn't. Gun to my head right now, if you had to get an answer out of me, gun to my head, I would say he probably gets to the top 15 and maybe the outskirts of the top 10. But I don't think it'll have to be very selective matchmaking to get him to a title fight, I think. And I think the UFC will oblige him. They'll try to pull that. Once he gets to fighting ranked guys, they'll try to give him the Alex Pereira route, I believe. But it won't be for another year or two. They want Bo Nickal to be a champion. I don't know if he can pull that off, but he looks very impressive. Let's put it that way. He's super athletic, has good wrestling. But if I had to guess, middle of the road, top 15 guy. Blood Diamond is the best striker in MMA. Fair enough. Is Timur going to win it all? That's the guy who I noticed on the Ultimate Fighter that stood out to me to begin with. But I didn't watch any of his fights, so I don't know. Just watched Holding Up the Rankings video. Loved it, bro. Let me go check it out. How's it doing in terms of views? Oh, very nice. Somebody commented on it. We are all angry watching this because it's true. Thanks, buddy, for the video. This is the kind of topic we truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Ruzaboyev got to fight. His butt better be ready, dude. He better be borrowing that tub of Vaseline off the cut, man. I'll tell you that much right now. Thank you for the $2 donation, Steven Seagal. Twizzy Rich, thank you for the $9.99. Paddy thinks he's him. Twizzy Rich out there challenging my man Paddy and said, nah, bro. Nah, I'm throwing out a 10-piece too. Thank you, Paddy. And thank you, Twizzy. And thank you, Steven. Bo was fighting good guys. All right, fair enough. I've been with him, Twiz, since you were in your father's sack. Bro, pause. Bro said, I've been with him. Bro's been closing his eyes. Look, when Paddy watches the streams at night, he sits it down next to him on his bed, closes his eyes, and pretends I'm laying next to him. This is his own personal stream right now. I've been him. Oh, okay. I read that wrong. I'm an idiot. That's funny, bro. Joey, you might have explained this earlier, but if the UFC did purchase Bellator, does that mean every fighter from Bellator would come to the UFC? Something's going on. We don't know for sure what's going on right now, but my guess is it would dissolve into the UFC slowly but surely. I want the one-on-one Joey stream experience like Paddy. There you go. There you go. I think Basil Hafez beats Sean Brady easily. Maybe, maybe not. I think he would. I think Hafez would beat Brady. But does Brady beat JDM? Could very well happen. Bellator are purchasing the PFL is my prediction. Nah, Bellator is for sale. They're not looking to buy. They're not looking to buy. They're looking to sell. Twizzy Rich, thank you for the $10 dono. Paddy, tell mommy daddy's home. Step aside, you peon. There you go. That's funny. Dude said daddy's home. I don't even know what peon means. I feel like I've heard that before, but I don't know what it means. Paddy Houlihan, worst fighter to ever main event. I forgot about Paddy Houlihan. I forgot about Paddy Houlihan. Bro, did he really main event? Don't tell me that. Did he really? Yes, he did. Bro, thank you, Days. You were right. You are right. Paddy Houlihan, worst male fighter to ever headline event. I forgot about Paddy Houlihan, and I'll never forget about him again. Dude was only getting a push because he was Irish, basically. I totally forgot about this dude. That's funny. That is so funny. I gotta send that to one of my buddies who used to watch. We used to joke about Paddy Houlihan. Dude, I erased Paddy Houlihan from my mind. That's funny. Dude, I'm glad you said that, Days. You were 100% right. You were 100% right. Plot twist, Bellator bought UFC. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that? Oh my. Dude, Paddy Houlihan's a straight up bum. He's a straight up bum. Paddy, thank you for the $10 dono. Just competing with Twizzy Rich. He said, Twizzy Rich, shut your bitch ass up. I made $4,800 over the last 2 days. You shut your mouth. I didn't even watch UFC at the time, but I saw a video a couple days ago about him being a trainer and one of the fighters on the card this Saturday. Dude, Paddy Houlihan. That is funny, bro. I forgot about him. Paddy Houlihan versus Luis Smoka. And Paddy lost. Dude, why did they have Paddy as a main event? Bro, he's a literal scrub. Paddy Houlihan was worse than Paddy Pimblett is considered now. Worse than Paddy Pimblett. Peon means whatever holes is. Fair enough. Fair enough. Irish privilege, yeah. Joe, do you think Costa's trying to get released from his contract so he can go the Ngannou route and head to PFL? Probably. I want to make a video on it, but I want more information. I don't want to make a video and then boom, a fight actually gets announced. So it's tough, but it would not shock me. It would not shock me. I wonder what happens to the contracts of fighters who don't want to fight for a new organization after the one they use to work for is bought out. I wonder what happens to the contract of fighters who don't want to fight for the new organization. They don't really have a choice because their contracts are purchased, but sometimes the promotion doesn't want them to fight for them, so they'll cut them. So, like, if UFC bought Bellator, they're probably going a mass cutting spree and just trim it down to the guys they want it. Why don't you just reach out to the Eraser personally for an interview? That's never going to happen, bro. That ain't going to happen. Imagine UFC did Paddy versus Moicano as the main event, very similar to Houlihan versus Smolka. Yeah, I mean, that would be better though. Paddy versus Moicano isn't as bad as Houlihan versus Smolka. He got subbed by Rear Naked Choke in his hometown. Yeah, that is true. Joey, these donos been coming in. Hey man, I appreciate it. I love the support, guys. Thank you for the support. It's really good to have, you know, a channel that's generating some revenue. You know, some people have, you know, 60K subs and they don't make any money from YouTube. So, you know, they just got a dying, dead life support channel. Not with that attitude, it won't. I guess not. I guess not. That's weird. I never got a notification like that again. Let's see. Somebody just left me a super thanks, a $10 super thanks on one of my live streams. So let's read it aloud. Maybe he'll watch this live stream later. Somebody just left me a $10 super thanks. That's like probably like my 6th super thanks ever. By the way, you guys can leave donos on actual videos if you didn't know. It's called a super thanks. It's up in the top. Someone just left me a $9.99 and said, "Hey Joey, just got my 2nd stripe today in BJJ. Just want to share some of this joy. Congratulations, King Daniels 5443 for the 2nd stripe in BJJ. Do you want to see headbutts and soccer kicks make a return? Also, can you think of a fight that was a blessing and got canceled?" That's a great question, King Daniels, who's not in the chat, but he left me $10 super chat. So I'll answer it in the chat. Do I want to see headbutts and soccer kicks make a return? Headbutts, no. Soccer kicks, yes. I think it would make it more fun. You know, and I like knees to a down opponent, but I am kind of resistant to change. Also, can you think of a fight that was a blessing that it got canceled? John Jones versus Dan Henderson would have been an absolute slaughter. I'm sure there's been other fights where it's like, where there's been other fights that it's been good that it got canceled, but I can't think. Khamzat versus Diaz is another one. So, King Daniel, thank you for the $10 super thanks, and I'll have to comment around the 40-minute mark. 40-minute mark. Let me comment it for him. Thanks for the dono. I'm live right now and I answered your question on stream roughly 40-minute mark. There you go. If Holloway versus Korean Zombie gets canceled, that'll be a blessing in disguise. Agreed. All right, where are we at? Patty Mills, plot twist, Bellator bought UFC. Thank you for the $10. Patty Mills. I wonder what happens to contracts of fighters who don't want to fight. Already read that. Imagine they did okay, read that too. And Patty was saying something off stream too. Maybe you guys should go dono for dono with each other. Yeah, does anyone want to jump, throw their name in the hat? Pimping yourself out to grown men online. UFC 295, Jones Miocic main event, then Volk Topuria co-main. How many pay-per-view sells? I'd say it'd do over 1 million. I think it would do over 1 million, or very close. Joey, can you see how much I've donated over time or how much Peasant Twizzy has donated? I cannot. That's not a... You can't find that. You can just find overall revenue. That's it. I'll have to Google it. I don't think there's a way to find it, at least. I don't think they would track that individually. But I would say from my experience, I think Patty's got the lead. I wouldn't say it's by a crazy amount, but it's by a decent amount. Like if I had to rough guess, I think Patty's up by at least 100. At least 100, I would say. Maybe. Somewhere around there. Because Twizzy has been throwing donos in like bursts. You know, where he'll throw like 60 out on one stream or, 50 out on one stream. Joey, have you signed up for UFC Fight Club? Of course. I want that $1,000 off of a truck. So essentially that means Bellator champs would relinquish their belts. Yep. And then some of them might get title shots. That's what they did with Strikeforce. Knees to a down opponent UFC would be so interesting. You know what's funny? I've seen people suggest the knees to a down opponent would Patty, thank you for the $4.99 super thanks. Tell Twizzy he's a scrub. I just saw that, bro. I was refreshing and seeing what the views were doing. Thank you for the $4.99 super thanks. If anyone wants to go leave a super thanks on my newest video, feel free. Now we got 2. I think that's the first time I ever got 2 on one video. A lot of people don't know about super thanks. But a lot of people think the knees to a down opponent would like screw over the Dagestani fighters. I think the Dagestani fighters would benefit the most. I think when you have guys like Islam dragging guys to the ground, I think he'd be kneeing the shit out of them in the head. I think Dagestani guys who are heavy wrestling style, I think they would finish a lot more guys via that way. Did you see Patty get roasted on Howlerheads? No, I have not. Thank you for the 5 months of membership. Sly Tendencies. To be honest, Armin versus Moicano would have been a live murder. Armin would have murked Moicano. I didn't want to see that, so I'm happy that got canceled. Kicks and knees to a grounded opponent would resolve so many arbitrary referee rulings and abuses in the rules. That is very true. All 5 times God spared Tony from Habib. That is true. Habib would have murked Tony badly, and I knew that for the longest time. Joey, how you doing, big homie? You get some sleep, homie? I did not, actually. You know, not that much. Brendan, thank you for the $9.99. Imagine Khamzat with knees to a downed opponent. Dude, exactly. I swear people have suggested it. And they're like, oh, yeah, the Dagestanis would pay for their wrestling. No, they would start smashing dudes with knees. Like, imagine Khamzat kneeing Gilbert and shit when Gilbert was down. It would be brutal. Khamzat with knees to a down opponent. It'd be interesting. I don't know if I want it because I don't know how it would change the sport as a whole. I don't know what kind of impact long-term it would have. But thank you, Brendan, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for your support. What's the news, Joey? It's rumored that Chimaev and Costa's happening. It's rumored that it's happening. But not official. And people are running with it as if it's official. So, I want knees and soccer kicks. Dude, soccer kicks would be a lot of fun. I don't want headbutts, though. Do you have a favorite fighter entrance ever? I think Robbie Lawler's latest entrance was amazing, especially live. Favorite entrance ever is probably Anderson Silva. With the DMX song. There was nothing crazy about it, but it just got me so hyped. When I used to go out, I used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch a lot of the pay-per-views. I would start shaking. I was so... Because Anderson was like one of my all-time favorite fighters. Anderson Silva, Robbie Lawler... I would say probably my top 2 all time. And when I used to watch them out in public, my fiance used to get embarrassed. She'd be like, you got to stop. I'd be like shaking. I would get so excited. But I'm just not emotionally attached like that anymore. I just really want to see good fights and uncontroversial outcomes is what I want. And controversial outcomes are better for the channel, but I don't want controversial outcomes. It just leaves you unsatisfied, you know? Joe, what's a better fight, Yuri Glover or Dustin Dan? Dustin Dan, I think. Even though Yuri Glover did have the advantage of having a title fight on top. Shaking over another grown man is crazy. Shut up, Jerry. You're a snake, dude. $5 from Sly Tendencies. Thank you for the super chat. Twizzy eats corn the long way. Knees to a downed opponent could help and hurt against great ground guys. Shogun vs. Little Dog Nog 1 and Pride top 5 all time. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, Twizzy definitely eats corn the long way for sure. For sure. 100%, bro. 100%. Nah, I'm kidding. Twizzy doesn't eat corn the long way, dude. How dare you, Sly? How dare you throw that $5 bill out here after Twizzy's been throwing out $9.99s and talk about him saying he eats corn the long way? That sounds like projection to me if I ever heard it. Bro, my heart used to beat so fast with Anderson Silva and John Jones. Dude, Anderson Silva used to get me pumping. When Anderson Silva used to walk, when I used to watch Anderson Silva as another grown man walking, I'd just be shaking and pumping. Axel Fox, thank you for the $2.99 Australian, my friend. Roundtree be 2-weight champ if soccer kicks were legal. I don't know about all that, but maybe. Dude, Roundtree's a savage. He's never going to be a champion or anything, but he's a savage. Is he still fighting Dawkins? Did they ever rebook that? Did they ever rebook that? I'm not sure. Skang Biscuit just left me a £2 super thanks on the same video and said Paddy and Twizzy suck. If anyone else wants to go leave a super thanks, it's on my newest video. Feel free to talk shit in the super thanks in there. Feel free. Feel free. It's been a $10 super thanks, a $4.99 super thanks, and a $2 super thanks. The highest one I've ever gotten super thanks, which is just a comment on a video, is the $9.99. So, if anybody wants to top it, feel free. Joey, how do you eat your corn dogs? I don't eat corn dogs, bro. I don't eat corn dogs. I know Jerry. The way Jerry eats his corn dogs, he eats his corn dogs the same way Norsalt and Ruzaboyev, coaches, celebrates wins, if you know what I mean. Twizzy Rich, thank you for the $9.99. Sly, who are you, my guy? Buddy got his first dono and felt proud. Sit in your place, little man, before daddy does it for you the long way, amigo. This is the warning to everyone. Oh, bro, this is too funny. This is too funny. Axel Fox, thank you for another $2.99 Australian. I almost missed that for a second. I don't know how. I thought it was the other one. Please make soccer kicks legal for Roundtree versus Dawkins. Dude, Roundtree would literally kick Dawkins out of the damn cage and out of the UFC, to be quite frank. I think Roundtree throwing soccer kicks against Dawkins would have him looking like Chelsea Chandler. So, book it. I can't believe Dawkins is even still in the UFC, to be quite honest. I can't believe Dawkins is even still in the UFC. Rip Dawkins after the Roundtree fight? Agreed. Twiz, you eat corn a long way, bro. You got decimated. Oh, my goodness. Joe, humor me and let me know how a Ronda Rousey versus Pena would go if the fight got booked tonight for the Bantamweight strap. It would be the ugliest striking display ever. And if Rousey was 70% of what she used to be, she would probably sub her. But my guess is Pena would probably win because Rousey would be greatly regressed. I mean, she hasn't fought since, what, 6 years ago? Holy shit, time has gone by fast. So I think, I would think Pena would win. But if you took prime Rousey versus current Pena, I would take prime Rousey. Dude, I didn't even know Twizzy Rich. I didn't even know you could send messages that long, to be quite honest. What Roundtree did to Robertson was brutal. I'm trying to remember. Because the first thing I think of when I think of Roundtree is I think his win against Modestas Bukauskas, the oblique kick. Can Magomed Ankalaev be called a ranked squatter? No fights are currently being booked or discussed. Yes, you could. You could, but he just fought in December and he did have a hard fight. So 6 months out isn't horrible, and he could have a fight booked very soon. So that's why I didn't throw him on the list, but he could be. King Daniels, you must have saw my comment. That's King Daniels who left the super thanks on the other video. King Daniels, if you rewind 14 minutes, roughly 14 minutes, I answered your super thanks. But what is your thank you again for the donation. Thank you for the $4.99, King Daniels. What's the favorite thing about the sport? For me, the fact anything could happen. I think I didn't mean to super thanks Vegas 76, but I don't regret it. Oh, you did it by mistake? Damn, dude. But hey, if you don't regret it, I appreciate it nonetheless. My favorite thing about the sport is when you have two guys that we know are super elite and not having any idea what could happen. Like a lot of these fights, I feel like I have a good, at least a good feeling of what can happen. But when you have certain fights where you're like, anything can happen here, that's what really gets my heart pumping. And you just have this big fight. You have two elite level fighters. You have an amazing backstory. And you have a competitive matchup where it can literally go either way. That's what gets me excited. That's what really gets me excited about the sport. And that really gets my heart pumping. But thank you, King Daniels, for the dono. The $5 dono with the little number 1 next to it. You can't tell me you weren't pumped for Izzy rematch with Alex. That's the most pumped I've been all year. Twizzy, no hard feelings, guy. It's all fun and games. Twizzy, don't make me come out of my mommy's house and make your bedtime 3 hours earlier. Ronda Rousey, for all her fans crap on her, was talented enough to dominate a division for a time and would still be competitive today if she brought back the same skills and athletic ability. Dude, the bantamweight division is frozen in time. Joey, did you know Roundtree told on Strickland to UFC people because Sean kept bothering him at the PI? I don't know what that means. I don't know. I understand the words, but I don't understand what you mean by that. So you have to fill me in. Saying that, what was your hardest fight to predict? There's a lot of tough ones, man. A lot of tough ones. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, what was the one that I was really 50-50 on recently? Look, it hasn't happened yet, but Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje too. What else was another one? Oliveira versus Makhachev was very hard to predict. My emotional in the build-up to Yair versus Volk was almost unmatched. Maybe Oliveira versus Islam. Yeah, Oliveira versus Islam I was hyped for. Joey, what's up? What's up, Kuma? I couldn't sleep from the excitement for Mike Jackson, CM Punk. Yeah, when CM Punk just galloped across the cage. It was a sight to behold. Yeah. That was a really good one. Joey, can we get a pause free corn eating tutorial video? Guida and his boys always laugh at me when I eat it the long way. Yeah, I mean, as long as when you eat your corn long ways, you look right into your buddy's eye and say no homo, you're good to go. Thoughts on the rumors UFC buying Bellator? Nothing but rumors. Wouldn't surprise me, but right now there's no real information on that. Just some profiles on UFC.com. As a clowning as Izzy is, he sure knows how to make you care about his matches. That's literally what he's doing. And people are falling for it with this whole dumb Dricus Duplessis shit. He's just trying to make you guys care about a fight, so inevitably it sells pay-per-views, which it will sell a lot. And then that builds his star power even more if he goes out there and starches Dricus. What's the most hyped finish you ever witnessed? Me, Alex, getting Izzy. Definitely Leon versus Usman. Oliveira versus Gaethje, Dariush. Probably Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen 2, honestly. I was hyped for that finish. Or Nate versus Conor was pretty crazy. 1. Nate versus Conor 1 was pretty nuts. It was an epic finish. Bro said that. Dude, I didn't even see your message, dude. I'm not even seeing your message, Sammy, so. Dude says deliberately skipped. I don't even see it. Did you see it, Patty? Because I don't even see a message from him. Not that I'm going back now, but I don't see it, dude. Top 3 favorite fighters. Mine are Dariush versus top 3 favorite finishes. Mine is Dariush versus Jakar, Islam versus Charles, and Pereira versus Izzy 1. Izzy versus Pereira 2 is up there. Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen 1, because that was one of the one that's basically made me a hardcore fan. And I'll say Yuri versus Glover. He was spamming asking about why Dricus' coaches. Okay. What's weird is that didn't even show up on my end. How did that show up on your end but not my end? That's crazy. That never showed up on my screen. I think you accidentally skipped some of mine too. Might be a glitch. I didn't see it. I'm trying to read most of them. I mean, don't spam the same question, but if you have to send it once or twice, I mean, I'll try to read it, dude. I try to read everything for the most part. Joe, have you talked about the double hammer fist on Tough yet? The show sucked, but my God, that hammer fist was filthy. I've seen it. I've not really discussed it. But, yeah, I mean, it's not really much to say about it. Congrats on Conor's team for getting a win once in a while. If they got some of the big name fighters, who would you introduce them to the UFC with? Like Patchy Mix, Pitbull, Bader, Lima, and MVP. Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix I would bring into the UFC and let him starch Merab. Nemkov I would bring into the UFC and have him fight Nikita Krylov. What is going on here? I would have Vadim Nemkov fight Nikita Krylov. I think it just cut out for a second there. I don't know what was going on there. Pitbull, I would have fight Mavsar Evloev. Bader, I don't care about. Lima, MVP, maybe Wonderboy. Probably something like that. Did you see Costa versus Magomed at 294? What are you talking about, bro? Now you're just making shit up, huh? I'm not seeing a thing. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything online, so you just made that shit up. You just made that shit up. Absolutely made that shit up. But I guess that's cool. Jacob Ross, thank you for the 199. Yo, Joey, what's your top 3 favorite fighters? Charles Oliveira. It depends, because like if you go back in time, we're talking Robbie Lawler and Anderson Silva, but I'm trying to think of like current fighters. Charles Oliveira is probably my favorite fighter right now. I do have a little bit of an emotional attachment to him, but I love watching him fight. One of my favorite fighters to watch fight. Then I don't like John Jones, but he's probably right up there with Oliveira in terms of love watching him fight. And then probably Yuri. I'm not really emotionally attached to Yuri, but I love watching him fight. So I hope that answers the question. Thank you for the 199, Jacob Ross. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. Great takes, least biased MMA content creator, and your comedy is underrated. I hope you can go full time because you never get old. Glazing another grown man is crazy, but keeping it up. King Daniels went out of his way to leave a $9.99 super thanks to another grown man. Then came into the chat, left a $4.99 super chat for another grown man, and now he sends a paragraph just glazing another grown man. Yeah, I mean, King Daniels, I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it very much. But to send $15 to another grown man, and then on top of that, compliment him with a paragraph in the chat, is just something to behold. Thank you very much, King Daniels. In all seriousness, thank you, my friend. I appreciate the kind words. I hope I can go full-time. I'm hoping for 2024. I think I can do it. But appreciate you, man. Appreciate the donos. Donos definitely help. Cruz versus Figgy prediction. I'm probably going Figgy. In that one, I think. Joey, who wins in a triple threat match? GSP, Silva, and Islam. Honestly, depending on how it plays out, anyone could win. But best fighter, Silva, I'll say. If Rodtang had 100% takedown defense, he'd be unstoppable at flyweight. Agreed. Joe, when do you think we'll get some new fight announcements? Has to be this week. UFC 294 tickets go on sale. I think they're going to announce Islam's fight this week. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. Gun to my head, I say they announce Islam Makhachev on Thursday. That's my guess. That's my guess, my friend. Jack finally decided to show up. I thought about taking his wrench. Prohaska versus Nemkov 2 would be crazy. Yeah, I think Prohaska would win, though. I think MMA fans exaggerate how much better fighters of today are than the fighters in Rampage, Lyoto Machida era. I don't know, man. I haven't really listened to too many people talk about that. But I think it's probably overblown a bit. Is Costa officially out or what? No, there's no legitimate sources reporting it. There was a cryptic Instagram post from Ikram Aliskerov, but that was it so far. That was it so far. That's the best information we have right now. But he might be seeing the other news and maybe going off that. Axel Fox, thank you for the $2.99 Australian. ONE FC champs, you see being champ in the UFC or what? Honestly, I'm not super familiar with ONE FC champs. Off the top of my head, I can't even name them. I know some of them, but I can't off the top of my head. It's hard to pay attention to everything, and ONE Championship just started coming on at a decent time. So I really just started watching ONE Championship. So thank you for the $2.99 Axel Fox. If anyone can remind me of some of them, because I just completely forgot their names. Ray Longo or Mr. Krabs? Ray Longo is Mr. Krabs without a shell, so I'd take Ray Longo. Now I'd take Mr. Krabs because he has a shell. Do you still talk to Chris Curtis? Yes, I do. Joey just fantasized about grabbing another grown man's wrench online? No, stop. Stop it. Already, I was kidding, Jack. I was just kidding around. Look at Big Marcel's. Look at old Big Marcio's. Let's see what he said. Of course, it's not on the top of my feed because Twitter sucks ass. I don't see anything, dude. So you must have got duped by a fake Big Marcel. He tweeted. Oh, I see. ESPN changed it to be determined. Let's go look at the UFC's website. So that does lead credence to the rumor, and I also never thought it was going to happen. UFC 291, let's see. Okay, it's still on UFC's website, but that's meaningless, basically. They took him off ESPN, so I think that might be it. Your prediction for Poirier versus Gaethje 2? I'm leaning Poirier mixing in the grappling and winning that fight. I think. Was that what you were talking about, Patty? Cut Costa already? It's the UFC's fault, though. UFC's trying to force him to fight. And they're announcing fights that he has not signed on for. You think Costa has a chance against Khamzat? Yes. I would pick Khamzat, though. I've always been very high on Khamzat. Since you talked to Curtis, when will we see Sean on the channel? I know you hate this character, but it'd be a funny video if you could get an interview. Maybe one day. I've talked to him a little bit about stuff like that, but I just don't like asking for favors, dude. I don't like asking for favors. But maybe one day. I could see it happening. Thank you for the $7.99 Axel Fox, $7.99 Australian. Appreciate you very much. Let me say this, I wouldn't rule it out. Chris would definitely try to set it up. I would not rule it out. But it's not something I'm going to ask for. It's not something I'm going to beg for. And also, it's more likely the bigger the channel gets. It would be very interesting because, dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm not a pussy. I'm not a pussy to anyone. So I would ask questions and I would challenge on certain things that you guys would not think I would. So it'd be a very interesting interview for sure. Joey, it's not a favor. If it's mutually beneficial. Yeah, but it's not. Is it really mutually beneficial though? You know, I'm not delusional in thinking that it's massively beneficial for a fighter to come on my channel. Pause. But yeah, it's possible one day. Stop the cap. What's the cap about? How'd you get in touch with Chris Curtis? He watches the channel. He hit me up. He watches the channel. So that's pretty much it. That's it. We're basically boys. How funny would it be watching Sean challenge Joey LMFA? Like if he brought up some stupid stuff and Joey said something about it and it's just all downhill. Dude, it'd be fun. I'm telling you, I would. I would bring up certain things that he said and ask him about it. And be like, do you really feel this way or is it a joke? Because a lot of your fans making excuses, you're joking around. Are you joking or do you honestly believe this? And then if he said he honestly believed this, and then I would start, we would delve into whatever that was. I'm telling you right now, it'd be very interesting. You guys would love it. It'd probably be funny. Sean would probably throw out some fat jokes and some jokes, but I'd challenge him on it. And if he started making fun of me, I'd start making fun of him right back. But it'd be all good. It's not like I'm going to cry about it, I'm telling you, it'd be one for the ages. If I could get him on, it'd be one for the ages. Love the fight, but also hate it because either winner will lose to Islam. Are you talking about the 291 main event? What are we talking about here? We know you're 6'8", okay? I think UFC books Costa against exciting fights and won't do much for him, but they think Costa Chimaev is big risk because Costa can end Chimaev's hype train. Yeah, and exactly. I don't. The reason I don't believe Chimaev and Costa just yet is because if Costa didn't sign a new contract, the last thing they're gonna want is Costa to end the hype train with Khamzat. You know, pretty much exactly what you're just saying. And they're not going to want to reward him with a big fight when he's unwilling to sign a new contract. Joey, we love your work, by the way. Thank you, Axel Fox. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your donos. I appreciate everyone's donos in the chat today. I really do. Which UFC fighter would you most like to meet in person? I'm not fantasizing about meeting other grown men in my spare time, you know? So I can't really say I'm fantasizing about meeting any fighter. I'm not like, oh, yeah, you know, got to meet this guy. He has great fighting skills. I don't know. I can't really say. I'm trying to think of one, but I can't think of one. Chris Curtis used to train at my gym. That's pretty cool. Sugar would make you starstruck. Remember the beef y'all had? I didn't have no beef, dude. So it would be weird for sure, but I'm not scared of anyone. I'd ask him questions. You act like the thing is, if for some reason I got Sean O'Malley on the channel, you guys would call me a bitch because I'm not going to be rude to him. I'm not going to go out of my way to be rude and disrespect him for no reason. You know, the shit that I've talked about with him on the channel has been either factually correct information, or occasionally I'll just it's all factually incorrect. It's factual. I keep saying incorrect. Factual correct information, but the problem is, what I do is I troll his fan base a little bit, you know, by saying it in a certain manner. And so it pisses them off, and they think I hate Sean O'Malley. I don't hate Sean O'Malley. I do think he's a little bit of a clown, but you act like I'm going to invite him on if I were to be able to get him on, which I can't. And then I'll be like, yeah, you're a bitch. You're a bit like I'd ask him like serious questions, you know. I'd ask him legitimate questions. I'm not just going to invite somebody on and disrespect them when they've never disrespected me. You know, but it's not like I wouldn't call him out if he said something that I thought was ridiculous. I've got to renew my membership soon. That you do. Name 3 Korean MMA fighters not named Zombie. The Iron Turtle. There you go. Jung Park, which is the Iron Turtle. Doi Hoi Choi, I believe, is Korean. Yeah, that's there's probably other ones I can think of, but I'm not right now. I really enjoyed your last video. Thank you. If Strickland told you to come to the gym, would you? What do you mean? I think actually if I go to Vegas, I will stop by there. Curtis will let me stop by there. Get an interview with Stipe Miocic and hire an interpreter. Sugar did disrespect you. Do not remember? No, I don't remember what you're talking about. Pena's won a belt and Colby hasn't. How shit is women's bantamweight division? Horrible. It's horrible. Who's next for the Iron Turtle? I think you should fight Bruno Silva. Nah, that doesn't really make sense. Bruno Silva just lost. Right? Or he just went. He just lost to Brendan Allen, right? So he's lost 3 out of his last 4. If Strickland wanted to spar you, would you? Why would I want to spar Strickland? What would be the benefit of that? Iron Turtle versus Mavov, I like it. I like it a lot. Guys, I gotta go pee. I've been drinking a lot of water. I gotta go pee real quick. I'll be right back. Like the stream while I'm gone. Twizzy Rich, Patty, Axel Fox, Slide Tendencies. You guys can all battle it out with super chats while I'm gone. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Luckily, it wasn't a public restroom because I didn't want to run into Conor McGregor in there. Anyway, I like Iron Turtle versus Imavov, but I don't think that'll happen. Hey, Joey, hope you're doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. I wonder how to check UFC ranks from 15 to 30. It's not official, but MMA World Rankings. Joey has a weak bladder, but a strong channel. Now, I just drink a lot of water. Will Ikram and Dolidze happen in Khamzat versus Costa in Abu Dhabi? No. No. But yeah, I go to MMA World Rankings when I need to look at rankings longer than a top 15. That's what I go to. That's what I'm all about right there. New videos doing good. Got over 1,000 views already. Not too shabby. Hopefully he keeps performing well. I don't think Cain Velasquez is coming back. I think he's going back to a cell most likely. Yeah, he's definitely going back to a cell. Unfortunately for him. Did you see the video of Strickland sparring some BJJ fat guy named Orlando? I did not. Where do you get your news? I attempt to get it from reliable sources online. Fate of the Universe, Martian's got the death beam pointed at his name. One good name on Costa's resume. The only good name is Joel Romero, and I thought Joel Romero could have won that easily. Watch out for Conor in the bathroom. Yeah. Who you got? Volk versus Topuria. Volk. Volk versus Aljo. Volk. Volk versus Islam 2. Islam. Do you think Terrence McKinney hype is over? Yes. Terrence McKinney hype is over. Is Costa ever fighting again? Maybe, maybe not. It's impossible to know what's going on right now. It's impossible to know what's going on. Because we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen any reliable information. I would say it's safe to say... Whoa. What the hell? Something on Twitter just started playing. I'm done. Loud as shit, too. Now I forgot what I was saying that quick. Terrence McKinney was way too overhyped. Is Costa ever fighting again? I think Costa has not signed a new contract with the UFC. And I think he's refusing to sign fight deals. The UFC's announcing fights to put pressure on him. I think he wants to go the Francis Ngannou route. I think that's what he's aiming to do. He's aiming to go the Francis Ngannou route. Who's next for Abus Magomed? Impossible to know at this point. Someone outside the top 15. If dude gasses out in his next fight, I want him gone. Jalen Turner hype also died. Yeah, Jalen came gassed out, dude. Should Sean fight Whitaker? Should Whitaker move to 170 and fight Usman? Whitaker should move to 170. Sean should wait around, I think, because he's in a good spot in the division right now. But yeah, I don't think Sean should be fighting Whitaker. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for Sean. Why do that when when it's unnecessary? Joey's reliable sources is the breaking news tab, 100%. Yeah, we usually keep actual legit news in there. I try to manage it too. I try to manage it and make sure it's good. Bo Nickal versus Abus, you can have the USA versus Russia narrative, so you can have a marketable win for both. Sure enough. Is your favorite fighters to watch also the same as the fighters you root for to most win? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily, my friend. If Robert went down, should he fight Kamaru? I'd like it. That'd be awesome. I think that'd be a great fight. We don't have confirming about Costa pulling out of 291, then rumors about him fighting against Khamzat. We don't have confirming about... Yeah, we don't have anything confirmed yet. But I think Costa is out of the fight. But it's not 100% confirmed. If Usman on the juice can make 170, 6 foot, I'm sure Robert make 170, 6 foot. Probably. I think Whitaker made 170 before. It's been a while. But I think he can make it again. Paddy versus Moicano. I'd like it. UFC's not going to book that. Moicano smokes Paddy badly. Moicano would smoke Paddy badly. What's up, Joey? Electricity bill paid. That is, my friend. My electricity bill is always paid. That's just the way it goes. I've got a 10-leg parlay for the London card. I always make bank on the London card. Well, best of luck, my friend. I hope you do good. How does it match up with my picks? If you guys haven't watched my UFC London picks, please go check that out later. Would greatly appreciate it if you guys went and checked it out. Would absolutely love it if you guys checked it out. I released that at a horrible time. How is Costa going to whine about not getting paid enough when he gets fighting once a year and refuses to take fights that would boost his value? The thing is, I don't know what's going on, so it's impossible for me to say. If he didn't get his new contract, which supposedly he didn't sign a new contract, if he didn't get a new contract and if he's not willing to fight for the amount they're willing to pay him, then yeah, I understand. You know, I would sit out and refuse to take fights too. Just like if my work all of a sudden said, if I thought my work wasn't paying me enough, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm quit. Then I'm not doing it. If you guys want me to come back, I'll increase my pay. I used a few of your picks. Fair enough. It's a tough card to pick, honestly. Joey, this is long, but you don't have to answer. But if you could pick a champion for each division, who would they be if you could pick your favorite fighters, and who would bring the most excitement? I'll do a couple. I'm not going to do every single one. Oliveira, but I like Islam. I don't hate Islam. I'm not one of these Islam haters. Yuri Prohaska. For lightweight, Charles, I already said that. Never mind, I'm dumb. I don't know. I don't dislike any of the champions. Like, there's not one guy I'm like, oh, I wish this guy was champ. So I can't. That's the only ones I can think of. Let me see what this is. Honest reaction if Colby's the sole reason for UFC card doing 600K. Never going to happen, so I wouldn't have an honest reaction. What about bantamweight? Who would you pick for champ? Piotr. Yes, bantamweight, I would pick Piotr. I would pick Sean against Costa in a 5-rounder. No, I'd probably pick Sean at this point, too. Costa hasn't fought in forever, and he looked horrible. I picked Luke Rockhold over Costa. I was one of the very few that picked Luke Rockhold, and Luke almost won that fight. I showed my dad, who doesn't watch MMA, Yuri vs. Glover, and he loved it. That's pretty cool, dude. That's a great fight to introduce people to MMA for sure. That's a wonderful fight, my friend. An absolute wonderful fight. Make sure. Okay. Mute that up. I got like a gazillion tabs open up. I always do. I picked Luke too, and Costa got rocked. I know. Luke was very good in his prime, and Costa, I think, is a bit overrated. When the UFC announcing fights when fighters are injured or never sign the contract. Yeah, they do it all the time. It's something they do all the time. So it's a common tactic that they use, and it's annoying, to be quite honest. It's quite annoying. My dad doesn't watch UFC at all, but we watched UFC 275 together at his friend's house, and he was cracking up at the North-South first round between Yuri and Glover. Yeah, the old North-South. The old North-South position. I have Dricus beats Adesanya fair and square by meeting him. Do you think he has the potential to be a long-reigning champ? No. I don't think there's a chance I ever believe in Dricus. Like, fully believe in him. I just don't think it's possible. His skill set is just so funky. But I think eventually someone will figure him out. But the middleweight division isn't that good. So, define long-reigning champ. Could he have a couple title defenses? Yes. If somehow you were to ask me who runs the UFC, I'd show them the hot tub pick. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go. Show them that luscious V. That Dana White luscious V, boys. Where's Cub Swanson? I don't know. Didn't he just recently have a fight? Or am I mistaken? Not that long ago, maybe in the last couple months. I don't know. Melting him. Okay. I don't think he's going to melt him, dude. I just don't think he's going to melt him at all. What the hell am I getting sent right now? I'm done. Remember Gregor Gillespie? Gregor Gillespie, he had crazy pace. He had crazy pace, crazy cardio, crazy wrestling, and dude just disappeared. I don't think he's ever coming back, to be honest. I don't think Gregor Gillespie ever comes back. I wish someone would ask Dana White about that. Is he gone for good? Yeah, my guess is he's just fishing every day, and that's what he likes. What are the chances Tim Elliott beats Chimaev? I think he has a decent chance, like a 30% chance. Maybe 20%. I just remember Gillespie getting shattered around by Kevin. I was there live, my friend. It was brutal. I was there live. I saw that with my own eyes. Luke was amazing in his prime. I don't know what happened. Just got super chinny. Yeah, he was always kind of chinny, though. He was always kind of chinny. I've been waiting for people to comment on my latest video about fighters that I missed, and I have yet to get one. I have yet to get one. I think Abus gassed so hard because he was also hurt. I don't think it was a dude. It looked like a cardio issue to me. Gillespie took a nap and never returned. No, he returned once. Yikes, my man flew 5 feet. Joe, you would be my bitch in prison? No, I would not, Jack. Was Gillespie the fisherman? Yes, he was. Gregor stopped fighting because he didn't get the Tony fight after getting KO'd by Kevin Lee. Dude was begging for the dead body of Tony Ferguson. Was begging for the dead body of Tony Ferguson. What a joke. Joe, I sent you my parlay on Insta. Let me take a look. I like most of it. The ones I don't like are toss-ups. The one I don't like a lot is the Ash Moose. When I watch tape, if Ash Moose doesn't get the first round KO, I feel like he loses. But I think overall it's pretty good. $20 to win 263. Not too shabby. Grant Dawson should be put in prison. Yeah. For calling out Tony Ferguson twice, too. Who did Gillespie fight upon his return? Was it Diego Fajeda? I think it was Diego Fajeda. If I'm not mistaken. Carlos Diego Fajeda, yep. May 8th, 2021. That's crazy. Gregor Gillespie has fought more recently than Stipe Miocic. Gregor Gillespie has fought more recently than Stipe Miocic. That is something I never thought I'd even say. Grant Dawson should be in prison. Yeah, he should. It should be hard to believe someone could have that bad of cardio on that level. Agreed. There's a couple dodgy picks, but I don't mind risking 20. Makes sense. 20 to win 5K. Thoughts on Manel Kape? He's a pretty good fighter. We'll see how he does against Kai Kara France. I'm not a UFC D rider, but Costa isn't going to get a better contract by pulling out of fights and missing weight. He isn't going to get any favors. But is he pulling out of fights? That's what I need to know. We don't know that he's pulling out of fights. The UFC are just announcing fights, and then he's come out immediately and said, yeah, I'm not fighting that guy. I never signed to fight that guy. So it's hard to say. I went with Ash Moose myself. He may get the KO. Stipe hasn't even worn Venom yet. Dude, that's crazy. Stipe has never worn Venom gear. Has never worn Venom gear. That is wild. That is wild, Jack. I'm gonna have to send some Venom gear to Jack's house as he's a mod now. I'm gonna have to send him a Venom shirt. I'll send it to your home address, Jack. Do you play UFC 4? No, I do not. EA Sports is a horrible company, and they make shit video games. They ruin Madden. They never improve Madden, and the UFC game that they're making in 2020, whenever the last one came out, 2021, is worse than the games THQ was making in like 2010. Which is disturbing to me. 2010 was 13 years ago. And THQ was making better UFC games. How do you see Paddy versus Alex Hernandez going? I think Alex Hernandez would smoke him. I don't think Paddy's good at all. Yeah, Costa, people mistake Costa as a power puncher. He's really not a power puncher. I'm trying to think someone else. I can't think of anyone else right now off the top of my head who they think's a power puncher. But it's not really a power puncher. But there's a couple guys like that. Thank you, Joey. LMFAO. You're welcome. Saints Row 3 was a good game. Okay, I never played it. I gotta get back on the gaming. When I can do MMA YouTube full time, I'm gonna start streaming myself gaming on another channel. You know, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Saints Row 3. Okay, Saints Row 3 sucks. Okay, Ian Gary's overrated. I don't. Are people saying he's gonna be a champ? I haven't seen enough to know. Fury and Jones go into room. Who's coming out? Conor McGregor. He's going to be covered in cocaine, but he will be satisfied. Don't ever sell out and start making tier lists. I mean, maybe. I don't really like tier lists. What do you mean by sell out and make tier lists? I don't really like tier lists. I think they're corny, but people like them for whatever reason. Based off current projections, how many years or months would it be to go to full-time guessing? I don't know. I'm hoping to do it in 2024. That's the hope. Summer 2024, so 1 year from now. I don't need to make that much, but I just need to see it get to a point where it's a legit full-time income, even if it's a low in full-time income, and then that I consistently see it going up and going up, and then I'll jump in at that point, and I won't care because I don't need to make the same as I'm making to do it, and if it's consistently going up, I'm not that worried about it, and it is consistently going up now. I just hope it keeps going up, and I'm hoping for next year. But who knows? You never know. Sometimes I have these like burst periods where the channel grows a whole bunch, so it could be the end of the year. Might not be till the end of next year. I think by the end of next year, 100%, I'll be making a full-time income on YouTube, which will be sweet. But it's just so subjective because you got to worry about views. You got to worry about donations and worried about memberships. I need to figure it out where I'm making a full-time income off views alone. Because one of those income sources can fall off. 1 month I might not get as many donos. 1 month I may not get as many views. So I feel like one of those needs to support you full-time before you consider yourself full-time. I don't want to end up a horribly hold on. What is this? I don't want to end up a horribly poor MMA YouTuber who looks to start beefs with other MMA YouTubers to get attention, and I'm struggling to pay the bills and eventually have to go back to get another job because I can't afford it. I think you lose viewers on big cards because people watching MMA Guru for his autistic reaction. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's slowly building up, but also I'm kind of inconsistent with the streaming of cards. Like, I don't always jump on for every single card, and I don't always, get on at a certain time. But it's been slowly growing. So I think it'll keep growing, and I've been happy with it, but I got to stay consistent with it and start picking like a time that I'm always starting. And I also got to figure it out earlier in the week so I can advertise it in my prediction videos, I think. But thank you for the $7.99 Axel Fox. But yeah, people are it's also oversaturation. There's so many people streaming the cards. It's unreal. If anything, Joe, you could always put together mystery boxes at Popeyes. That's true. When you become full-time, you can go to a press conference and ask questions we really want the answers to. Probably would never happen. Youngest moderator in YouTube history. I am the GOAT, just like John Jones, a.k.a. Sexual Chocolate. All right? Thank you, Andy B. Soon I will have that Tapology belt in Discord. Seeing Jack with a wrench is hilarious. Shout out to Jack. Yeah. Joey is the best MMA channel. No gimmicks, just him being himself. There you go. Blaze One Sports. Massive supporter, long-time supporter. And there you go. Real MMA fans, stream cards, okay? Joey, I got a job at the security job at the airport for you if you need. There you go, yeah. Yeah, some people will have YouTube channels for, 5 years, 6 years, and they'll go full-time, and then next thing you know, they're struggling to get by. Real men don't pay for free fights. Joey, who are these guys calling you a fat slob? I didn't see anybody call me a fat slob, but I don't know. I guess clowns. Ian Gary looks like he has a weak chin. He was getting pieced up in his first fight against, what's his name? Jordan something, I think. I don't remember what his name was. Maybe you can be a security guard next to the VIP bathroom at the NBA Finals. Yeah. But then I'm really going to have to train MMA. I'm going to have to wear my Venom gear to every shift. I'm going to have to wear my Venom gear to every single shift. Because you never know who's going to be trying to pull someone into the bathroom and sodomize them. You know, probably an MMA fighter with some notoriety. Thoughts on Kyan Kimura fumbling the bag? I don't really have any thoughts. That's the guy that has an MMA YouTube channel, right? I don't know. Someone was telling me about this like a month ago or something. I don't know what that even really means. But there's a lot of people whose YouTube channel dies. It happens all the time. All right, I got to get my own MMA show. Well, go get it, my friend. Why does Chael talk so much and not say anything? Because he's a clown. I wasn't high on Gary after his first fight, but he was getting pieced up. Yeah. Who was the guy he first fought? I don't feel like Googling it. Joey, if you were a fighter, what weight class would you fight in? If I'm in like peak physical shape, light heavyweight, and I'd probably wear the John Jones shorts. And I'd probably get Nursultan Ruzaboyev's coach. So there you go. Jordan Williams. Okay, it was Jordan. I couldn't think of the second name. I kept wanting to say Jordan Matthews, but I knew that wasn't right. Thank you very much. He got rocked by Kanan. Yeah, it's by Kanan's song. That is true. Ian and Paddy are overrated annoyances. I don't know if anyone thinks Paddy's good, though, so I don't consider Paddy overrated. How tall are you? I'm 6'3". Just under 6'3". So, there you go. And when I say just under, I mean like, what, like an eighth, something like that? My friend, two of my best friends are 6'3", and just barely a hair taller than me. Joe, you should get in shape and get yourself a home gym and get jabbed. I can hook you up with some quality Thai, tren, and diuretics. I'll have to take you up on it. I want to get in Uberim shape. Just get 265 jacked. My head doubles in size. Do you remember? Who remembers? I'll never forget when Alistair Uberim weighed in against Brock Lesnar. Dude was clearly on PEDs. I mean, clearly on PEDs. My Jack. Gary's ceiling is probably like Gilbert Burns. I think we have to see how Gary's grappling is. We haven't really seen him fight a good grappler yet, so we have to find out. What's your favorite PS2 game? Probably like SmackDown versus Raw or some shit. I used to play WWE games, Royal Rumble, back when I was a kid. And that was a good old time. Uber Joey? Yeah, exactly. Could you beat up MMA Guru? Yeah, I'd whoop his ass for sure. I'd pretty much whip every MMA YouTuber right now, I think. I like my chances. Uberim look ready to go, Mr. Olympia. Will all the robberies lately, is the reffing still worse than judging? Yes, I think reffing is worse than judging. I don't think there's been a lot of robberies. JJ, yes sir, JJ, next my Tapology belt. Neil will prove Ian's limitations. Yeah, that's a big fight. So, they put 10 patties against one Brandon Moreno. I'd still pick Moreno. Yeah, me too. I think I would as well. I got a fun little game for us, guys. You want to play a fun little game right now? I got a great idea. Look at this. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a real good one, boys. It's going to be a real good one, boys. It's going to be... Jeff Neal lost to Neil Magny. Yeah, that he did. That he did. But Jeff Neal was having health issues at the time. He was having health issues at the time. Got him. Yeah, it's good times for sure. Good times for sure. Always good in the chat. Let's see. Ferguson or Green? I'm leaning Tony Ferguson, to be honest. I'm leaning Tony Ferguson. Jeff Neal lost to Magny because he was too distracted by his hairline? Probably. He's probably staring at the hairline like, damn, look at that hairline right there. That's a horrible hairline. Absolutely atrocious. I can't even fight. I'm just going to get held up against the fence. Either Gary shocks the world with a masterclass or Neal finds that chin. Dude, Neal's left hand is filthy. Is absolutely filthy. So it's hard to say what's going to happen in that fight. I'd like to see it, and it's not that far away. It's not that far away. What I'm trying to remember the date on that. I can't remember. Let's go look it up. Ian Gary versus Jeff Neal. I want to say it's in September. It's in August on 292. Yeah. So it's right around the corner. It's like 3 weeks away. That's going to be interesting. Okay, I already read that. Yeah, it's August. Yeah, I just looked it up. I figured it out. Joey has a Chechen beard. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Why would you have a 5-round main event? Who would you have in a 5-round main event? Holly Holm or Pannie Kianzad? Dude, don't even talk about that. Don't even will that into existence, dude. Don't you dare even will that into existence. Did you ever like Dana? If so, did he push you away? Dana was cool at some point in time. But he's just consistently got more and more unhinged. And there's not one particular instance, but he's always been a compulsive liar. But it kind of comes with the job, I guess. But yeah, I'm not. Dana's just gotten worse and worse, especially with the power slap recently. Power slap is the worst thing that's happened with Dana, I think. The worst thing that's happened with Dana is the power slap. So let's see what we got here, boys. Let's see what this is. Idiots. What is your UFC 300 main card? Jones versus Ngannou. Khamzat versus Shavkat. Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira 2. And I don't know what else, but a bunch of great matchups. That's the best I can come up with on the top of my head. But it doesn't really make sense. They're never going to book it that stacked. Why are you ignoring my questions? What I do, son? I don't even see anything, dude. I swear, people keep saying that. My messages aren't showing up in the chat. I literally don't see one message from you, Matt, in the chat. YouTube, what are you saying in the messages? YouTube like automatically like deleting shit? I don't see a single message from you in the chat, Matt. Security at the airport while watching Joey stream. Hopefully no one has a bomb because I'm going to miss it. Damn, Axel. You're going to cause me. You're going to cause me to cause somebody to die. I don't want that. Who won Gane versus Francis fight in your opinion? I think Gane. I think it was pretty clear Francis. I can't believe people even suggested Gane won. Oh, he won the 5th round by laying on his back. Oh. He won the 5th round by laying on his back. I don't get it. So I think it was pretty clearly Francis won that fight. Volk can't train till the first week of September as per his manager. With that being said, do you think he'll be He will fight Ilya in December or probably save for the UFC 300. I think he'll fight before the end of the year. He's talking about fighting Islam still. So it might still happen. He might step in. Guys, if you could all do me a favor, like the stream. Nobody has liked the stream so far. We had over 100 people in here at one point, and we have 38 likes. Taking a shower and listening to Joey's soothing voice. King Daniels, how long you been watching the channel, bro? How long you been watching? Because the shower thing is an inside joke. That's funny that you know that. Nothing better than when one of my viewers takes me into the shower. Takes me into the shower to receive their pleasure. Pause. Volk versus Islam 2 is a must. I know, dude. I know. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm just annoyed that Dan Hooker. We're gonna have to hear Dan Hooker cry about it. Joey, have you picked out a Shillelagh yet? I have not, dude. I got to get on it. I've looked, and it's like there's so many options. It's hard to pick, but I will soon. I promise that. I will get on it soon. I've looked. I've got one in my car. I almost checked out. I had everything entered. Then I was like, nah, I don't know if I like this one. So, but I will pick one out soon. Press that thumbs up button. Yeah, I don't know how there's 90 people in here at 1 a.m. I don't know how it happens. If there's anybody watching right now who's not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Get a custom Venom branded Shillelagh. Yeah, I got to get a Venom. I don't even know how that would be possible, bro. Been aware of your channel for months, but I've been real into your content the last month. Appreciate you, man. Been aware for a couple months, but recently. Joe, do you think there's more homophobic MMA fans or racist MMA fans? Probably racist MMA fans, I would say. I would guess. But typically racist and homophobic go together. You know? So it's hard to really guess how many there is. Yeah, so who knows, Toby? Who knows, my friend? If you guys haven't watched it yet, make sure you go watch my UFC London predictions. And also go watch my recent rankings video, which is out on the channel right this very second. I released it like an hour before the stream. All these fighters you mentioned should be cut from the UFC. Fair guess, what? And fair point. What? Joey, what do racist people love about MMA? I don't know, dude. I don't know. It seems like NASCAR and MMA kind of attract those types. Not saying it's prevalent, but I'm just saying it exists for sure, and definitely in NASCAR. Australia is very racist. Down at the pub, casual fans picking fights off skin color alone and broadcasting it out loud. No shame. That's crazy, bro. Doesn't shock me. Does not shock me. Which card did you have your best prediction accuracy? I don't remember, but recently, Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill. I got 11 out of 12. Come on, Joey, let's get another hour stream. Look. The only way... Look, I'll go 3 hours. I'll go 3 hours, but someone's got to donate 100 bomb. Look, that's how tired I am. If someone throws 100 bomb, I'll go 3 hours. But unless that, I'm gonna go to bed at 2 hours. I'll give you another 11 minutes. I'll give you a full 11 minutes out of me. But yeah, Mackenzie Dern, Angela Hill card, 11 out of 12. Who's your favorite current UFC champion? Let me take a look. Current favorite champion. In terms of just like overall, it's gotta be Volkanovski. But in terms of who's my favorite champion to watch currently, it sucks because we haven't seen it. But I would probably go John Jones, but he's not really fighting. You know, he had a 10-second fight. Here's 100. Thank you. Where's Tori? He got it like that. There you go. Perfect timing, Joey. I got some work to do in 10 minutes. Fair enough. Quick, one of your hate watchers donates $100. Yeah, dude. I honestly hope not. That's why it's such a large sum, because I'm like, I don't want to go for another hour. I can't handle pleasuring so many dozens of grown men for an hour. Um, dude, don't spam the chat with your weird shit. All right, you can send it once, twice. That's fine, but you don't need to keep sending it. I really agree with you, and I hate Jones Stipe. Yeah, dude, it's annoying. So after that, it'd probably be Islam, I would say. Because Jones really doesn't fight. And, he's probably my favorite to watch fight, but he's only, had that one fight. So it'd probably be Volk, then Islam, then probably Adesanya, just because he makes the fights super interesting. So there you go. And he's got elite level striking. Fight with Friends. Mike is best live commentator. I don't know what that is. Joey, my wife would take my credit card if I did it 100. Said Patty. Said Pat, please do not. My mom took her credit card back. Joey, what the F? What the F? That sucks. That sucks for you, bro. We'll be live tomorrow. We'll do the weekly live chat tomorrow evening. Oh my goodness. Dude in the chat just spamming stuff. He's a real mess-ner. He's a real mess-ner. He's a real mess-ner. That's my favorite new word to say. Does Yuri beat Hill? Does Yuri beat Hill? 50-50. My mind tells me Hill wins, but my gut tells me... My mind tells me Hill wins. My gut tells me Yuri wins. I would probably say. Thoughts on Lucas rating Izzy 8th best striker in the UFC? I think that's dumb. I think he's probably the best striker in the UFC. Hold on a second. Mason wants that Ruzaboyev treatment. That he does. That he does. So you're conflicted internally about what? About what? Axel Fox, thank you for the $2.99. Do Yuri versus Hill while they're both injured? It's fair. Yeah, one with a torn shoulder that he's recovered for 6 months, and one with a torn Achilles. What's your favorite women's division? Strawweight. Women's strawweight, I think, is the best division. We've seen fighters in lower weight classes improve one aspect of their game. Why can't heavyweights do it? Heavyweights are just garbage, dude. The guys who are that athletic and that size are going to other sports for better pay. That's what's going on there. That is what's truly going on there. So, yeah. Anywho, thank you, Axel Fox, for the $2.99 Australian. I appreciate you, my friend. Yuri should be cleared in days. Hopefully. They said he might be out the whole year initially, though. They said he might be out the whole year initially. Let's go UFC. I hope he comes back soon. But I don't know that he does. It's hard to say. It's hard to say for sure. Let's see what we got going on. Your thoughts on Venom Page if he joins the UFC? I think he gets destroyed by any legit competition. He'll have to get very favorable matchups, and even those, I think he loses. You know, favorable matchup will be Wonderboy Thompson. I think he loses to Wonderboy. Yuri, okay, read that. Your thought, okay, read that. When do you think you're going to start seeing Speedos, huh? What do you mean? Jamal doesn't claim to be African, so you think he'd get more fans if he did, like Bilal jumping on Ahumdulium? I don't even know how to pronounce that. I don't even know. I know they say it all the time, but I don't know how to say it. I don't know, man. I have no idea. Who's worthy to fight Yuri for the vacant belt? Magomed Ankalaev is probably the fight that should get made. But guys, look. We've gone damn near 2 hours. Damn near 2 hours. I just released a video before this stream. It was a great video. I need all your guys' help blowing it up. So, go watch that video. Like it, comment on it, watch it from beginning to end. Top 10 ranking squatters in the UFC. Go watch it. Go like it. Go comment on it. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Who's next for Zeev? Maybe Mateusz Gamrot. Go watch the video, please. Link is in the chat. Also, watch the UFC London predictions. Thank you guys for all the donos. I greatly appreciate the support on the channel. And, yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back live tomorrow night, Wednesday night. And thoughts on Nursultan Ruziboyev versus Kaio? I like it. I honestly think Ruziboyev can win that fight. I like Ruziboyev's chance in that a lot. But it's weird matchmaking. But thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to like this stream on your way out. But make sure to go watch that video. That's a great video. It's 30 minutes long. I talk about all the top ranking squatters in the UFC. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Goodbye and good night. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll be streaming live tomorrow. So I will talk to you then. Good night.